Mike, who are we talking to just then?
I was talking to MAI Animal Health, who very generously are sponsoring Veterinary Ramblings.
They are, aren't they? Without them, we wouldn't be running, would we?
Indeed.
Okay, then, please, all our viewers, all our listeners, please get on the MAI website and use them, because they're bloody brilliant, and they're keeping us going.
And if you want to check out what they actually do and look at their in-depth dental products, endoscopy products, equine instruments, they'll have the whole team and all of the experts at the VMX in Orlando and the WVX in Las Vegas. So pop on, say hi, and I'll tell you what you could do. You could bemuse them and baffle some of them by saying, Mike and Julian from Veterinary Ramblings said pop by to say hi. It'll be interesting to see how many of the guys on the ground know about us.
Do that. And say hi to a manatee for me as well.
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Mike Brampton.
And my name is Julian Hoad.
Welcome to Veterinary Ramblings. Veterinary Ramblings are go!
We are go! We are go into the new year, of course. Welcome, Mike, to 2026.
And hello to you, Julian. I haven't spoken to you since last year.
I haven't spoken to you all year. It's been a long year already. Gosh.
It has, hasn't it?
So much we've achieved. But hold on. We've started talking already, as we do. And hopefully some of our old friends will be listening to us. But what, Mike, what if we have new friends listening to the show for the first time? What do we say to them?
Well, they'll say, who the hell are you?
They will. Who am I, Mike?
Well, that's up for you.
Hold on. I always remember. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Julian. I'm Julian. Oh, that's right, Julian. I'm Julian Hoad. I'm a vet. I've been a vet for 30 years. I'm BSAVA president as well.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Mike, who are
I
you?
I'd better do the same, hadn't I?
Who are you, Mike?
Who am I? I'm Mike Brampton, and I'm not a vet.
But everyone thinks you are, don't they?
Everybody thinks I'm a doctor or a vet or a surgeon. I've spent the last 45 years when I left college hanging around in operating theatres.
Mm-hmm.
Human operating theatres, veterinary operating theatres, pre-hospital medicine, and I've always been at the head end of the table.
Well, not always. we know those pros have been other places, don't we?
Yeah, but basically, pre-hospital medicine and anaesthesia is my game. And so that's what I've spent the last 40 years doing.
And together, we do Veterinary Ramblings, don't we?
We do indeed. Veterinary Ramblings, the podcast that you can download, listen to, or, well, apart from the fact that we've both got faces for radio, watch.
Yeah, gosh, do wear your dark glasses if you're watching us, though, for heaven's sake.
But anyway, hello and Happy New Year to all of our new listeners and viewers, and lovely to meet you.
And let's get started on another ramble. Put your wellies on and come and join us.
Yeah, let's go rambling. What are we going to dive into tonight?
Oh, we've got some fun topics tonight.
Oh, you're not joking.
You know, I got very, very angry the other day because a friend of mine, I've got a friend, you see, other than you, I've got two friends then. A friend of mine
Have you?
took her cat to get neutered. 6-month-old.
All right.
Domestic short-haired cat.
Yep.
And the vet said, okay, we need to run some bloods before we neuter your cat. And she said, well, I've only got a limited amount of money. He said, that's all right. We need that because it's vitally important we test your cat to make sure there aren't any silent killers. Something could injure your cat under the anaesthetic or something that would otherwise be injurious to its life. It'll only be £150 in addition to the already £150 of the spay. Yep. Yep.
What information, what meaningful information do you get from a blood test that would change your anaesthetic management of a cat?
So now, is this assuming that you've not done any sort of clinical examination on the cat, or that you have done a clinical examination on the cat? Because if you have done a clinical examination, you would likely pick up whether it's got anemia, whether it's underweight, whether it's overweight, whether it's got likely diabetic retinal or lenticular changes, whether it's got hypothyroidism if it's an old cat. But we're talking about a 6-month-old cat. So,
Yeah.
Well, you listen to the heart. There's no murmur, normal heart rate. You look at the mucous membrane colour. There's no sign of anemia. You smell the breath. There's no smell of acetone. So it's unlikely to be diabetic. You take a history.
Is it breathing okay?
Breathing okay. Breathing really well. No vomiting, no diarrhea. Never had any vomiting or diarrhea. So
better run a blood test.
That's going to tell you what? Absolute bollocks, isn't it?
I think if you think back, a lot of our listeners will have had surgery themselves, and or be due to have surgery, or heaven forbid, something like chemotherapy and surgery. And I can pretty much guarantee that every single one of them will have to have a medical before they go under the knife and under anaesthesia.
By medical, you mean a clinical examination?
Yeah, but that will include maybe an ECG, maybe, depending on their age, certainly their blood pressure, probably their temperature, and a general chat as to how are you feeling today, Julian?
Yeah. Any headaches? Drinking more or less? Vomiting? Sore tummy? Any diarrhea?
Allergic to anything?
Yeah. Ever had any bleeding episodes?
Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah.
You are not going to have a blood test.
No.
And I think if we look at that from the anaesthetic point of view,
anaesthesia we're greater than 6 months of age. Let's face it.
And we're greater than 6 months of age. But I think it's for some reason in the veterinary field we sort of mistake what anaesthesia is, and because for the person delivering the anaesthetic, it's almost like an emergency procedure.
Yeah.
And the base protocols for that are airway, breathing, and circulation.
ABC.
ABC.
Yeah.
Has been for how many years?
40, 50.
Donkeys?
Yeah. Donkeys have the same.
And it's not gonna change, because airway is the most critical. Breathing is pretty vital for keeping the patient alive.
It is. We can do it for them, in fairness. Momentarily.
And circulation, to make sure the red stuff goes around to the right places.
They need to be doing that themselves, don't they, really?
Yeah. But whether they've got high levels of calcium, potassium, or low on sodium.
Well, if
what do you think about this?
If they've got hyperkalemia, they've probably got a very low pulse. If they got low calcium, then they're probably seizuring. There are clinical signs of these things. What are we going to find on a healthy young dog or cat that would preclude us from doing the surgery that we haven't already picked up on a clinical examination? And this is different, don't forget, this is different from a dog that's 12 years old coming in for an unspecified illness and we think we might need to go in and operate. We'd need to know, if we feel a spleen that's enlarged, we'd need to know what the blood count is. If there's a cat that may have an abdominal mass, we'd want to know if it's got renal disease. We're going in, doing tests where we expect to find a problem, and we're doing those tests to either substantiate or refute our clinical theory. With preoperative bloods on a young pet, we're adopting a scattergun approach to not even a clinical diagnosis, just a range of blood results that may or may not be useful. And don't get me started on baseline. Oh, go on. Get me started on baseline.
Boom, 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 boom.
I'm all about the base, about the base. No acid. All about the base. What is a baseline, Mike? Why would you take a blood sample to get a baseline? Baseline what?
You tell me.
I mean,
You tell me, Julian.
all of these factors that you're going to be measuring will vary within your bloodstream from 1 minute to another. Hopefully within a normal range, but they're not going to be low range, high range, low range, necessarily from 1 month to the next. Certainly not from 1 year to the next. So taking a sample and saying what's for a baseline, in case he ever gets ill, we can see then where that result has drifted from baseline. Absolute bloody nonsense. We don't need to know that whatsoever. What if we get a flyer? You heard of a flyer? Of course you have.
What's a flyer?
So we get a dog that is perfectly fine, very slightly high ALT, alanine aminotransferase. Are we going to worry about that? Perfectly healthy dog? Are we going to do an ultrasound just to see what's up with the liver? No, we're not, because lab results operate on a Poisson distribution. Most samples lie within the main part of the bell curve. There'll be a few that are below, a few that are above, that are still normal, hence a Poisson curve also being called a normal distribution. They're still normal, they're still absolutely fine, but you may get a dog that has a slightly higher than normal result or something. Well, your clinical examination, which you've done hopefully, has already said there's no problem with the dog, no clinical problem. So what are you going to do on the basis of a high result? Are you going to not do an operation and make it unwell because it hasn't had the op done? Or are you going to spend the owner's money on investigating something that you know in your heart not to be a problem? Or are you going to think, damn, shouldn't really have tested, should I?
Methinks you've been surrounded by CMA people for too long.
I've been surrounded by people who want too much money for too long. That's the problem. Is it money, though? Is it just money? Not just money, is it? There is a certain part of, we have an in-house biochemistry analyzer, we need to use it. If we don't use it, we'll never pay for it. So let's find a reason to use it. But there's also this thing that you and I both know called defensive medicine. I hate defensive medicine.
Forward! Into the trenches!
Defensive medicine means let's do absolutely everything so that we can't be accused of not doing absolutely everything and missing something out.
Yeah.
Now, when do we stop talking to clients and getting their okay on our rational proposal of a way forward?
Do you know, that's one of the things, that's one of the conundrums that I find really intriguing, because it's almost a lack of confidence in your professional ability. And somebody is coming to you as a professional for your professional advice. Do you go to your accountant and say, oh, how many different ways could you calculate my income tax this year? And the accountant says, well, I can do it this way, I can do it that way, I can do it the other way. When you go to see your solicitor because you're going to get divorced or whatever, or you're up before the bill on a speeding ticket, or whatever it is, you employ these professionals for their professional advice. Well, here's one. I'm going to breach all protocols here, speak directly to the owners, because we know that owners listen to Veterinary Ramblings. Next time you're with your vet, if they start listing a million options, which of course the CMA from the UK government are suggesting you should do, when you get into that situation, ask the vet, look them in the eye and say, if Tricky Woo was your dog, what would you do?
Absolutely.
You're there, you're paying a fee for that professional's professional advice. If you don't like it, that's fine. If it disagrees with what Google told you, that's fine. Very politely say, thank you very much indeed, I'd like to seek a second opinion.
Which you're perfectly entitled to do. Absolutely.
And the professional in front of you will respect you for that. But equally, the professional in front of you should have the confidence in their own professional abilities to be able to answer that question.
Yeah.
Just cut through the crap, because they'll baffle you. They've had 7 years learning this stuff. They speak Latin like a Roman legionnaire.
Eat a wero.
They will be able to tie you in knots.
Miller's knots.
Easily.
Slatter's knots, yeah. All those.
If they choose to do. But they should be using those skills to communicate in plain, simple language to you what the problem is, and if you turn that question round, Doctor, what would you do if this was your cat, hamster, snake, whatever it is? Then they will give you a straightforward answer.
Yeah, well, they certainly should. Most will. Most want to know.
I think most of them will.
Yeah. The question I hate owners being asked is, do you want to have a pre-op blood test taken? Because...
Yep, but where does the information, where does the knowledge
absolutely
in that owner come from?
Do you know, says the owner, I don't know, because unfortunately I didn't have 5 years of vet school. So could you talk me through the likely results, the likely chances of a bad result, and the likelihood of you missing something on a clinical examination that would otherwise show up on a blood test that could be useful?
The owner won't know that everybody is going to give that animal a basic medical before they go into the anaesthetic room.
Yeah, they
don't know that because they don't have that opportunity.
It's a way of divesting responsibility, or attempting to divest responsibility. If the owner says no, I don't want a blood test done, great. Any problem that happens, fine. You didn't have a blood test done. You've ticked, I don't love my pet.
Yeah, and it's your fault.
I get so annoyed about this. So, Mike, you're in with the Association of Veterinary Anaesthesiologists. What's the general recommendation on pre-anaesthetic blood tests? Good idea or bad idea?
I honestly don't know. I don't know the answer
I'll tell you,
to that.
it's a bad idea. What about humans? Human anaesthesiologists? Pre-op blood tests? Good idea, bad idea? It's a bad idea.
Bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, they don't do it.
No. So why are we still doing it with every single 6-month-old dog or cat that comes in?
Because your corporate boss needs to be able to pay for the blood test analyzer that they've just spent £20,000 getting.
It's not just corporates. Don't want a corporate bash on this. I see it in a lot of veterinary practices. What it is a lack of autonomy, a lack of allowing your vet to exercise his or her judgment on a clinical case. The edict comes from high, whatever practice it is, thou shalt recommend pre-op blood tests.
So you're on the Negroni tonight then?
No, I'm not. Do you know what I am on? I'm going to try it first time, okay? There we go. Look at this. What? It is Pogue's single malt Irish whiskey.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I've not come across this one. I'm loving the colour of that bottle.
Go. And because it's a lovely red bottle, isn't it? Pogue's.
Yeah.
So the original whiskey of the legendary band, and we know that they all lived long, healthy lives, because it's such a wonderful whiskey that I'm trying. I'm using my special Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore glass.
Quite right.
So here we go. A little bit of whiskey in there. And
we should actually state that other brands of whiskey are available, and if any of those wish to contact us to sponsor us on the next edition of Veterinary Ramblings, please just drop us a line in the links below.
Very happy to hear from them. Not forgetting the advice from the Whiskey Society of a little drop of water added to release some of the aromatic flavours. And here we go. So this is the Pogue's single malt Irish whiskey.
We used to do this in the old show.
Mm. Good Lord. Whoa, my left eye has closed already. That's... My nose is stinging. I think that must have put wasabi in it. Whoa.
I think you must have done something because Irish whiskey is generally a lot smoother.
Irish whiskey is usually... I was expecting a very, very smooth whiskey here. Maybe a little bit peaty. Maybe a little bit oaky. This is something that has shredded my tonsils. Whoa. Good Lord. Okay.
Do you know why Irish whiskey is smoother than Scottish whiskey?
No? Why?
It's because when they deal with the grains, they do it in a closed kiln.
Ah, do they? Okay. Interesting.
So that's why you don't get the smoke and that. I don't particularly like Scotch whiskey. Sorry to all of our Scottish listeners.
Well,
I'll drink Irish whiskey till the cows come home.
well, I think the cows went home and whittled in this bottle, to be honest. I like the Pogues a lot. You know, Rum Sodomy and the Lash and Red Roses for me, two of my favourite albums. However, my left, I don't know if you can see, my left eye is watering. It's been watering consistently since I took a sip of this, and it's half closed.
That's a dramatic response, isn't it?
It was a bit. However, I've poured the glass. I shall finish it slowly over the course of our next few moments. If I die before this show finishes, please let it be known that I like the Pogues. Okay, but they should stick to their singing.
Whiskey, but you
Absolutely.
There we go.
What was their
Christmas
song?
in New York, isn't it?
I should fall from grace of God, isn't it? I'm trying to remember one of their songs. If I should fall from grace of God. Yeah, I think they did that just after making this whiskey.
Okay, I'll give that one a miss then till I'm round at your house.
Okay then. Okay. Look, I'm sorry for busting in with these pre-op blood tests and being all annoyed about them, but it does get my goat.
What provoked that then? Where did that come from?
As I said, this friend of mine who really is struggling to pay for veterinary treatment, and she was made to feel really guilty about not being able to afford a blood test for her 6-month-old healthy cat. And we need to be working, particularly this time, when times are hard, bills are expensive, veterinary bills are very expensive. We need, as vets and nurses, to be giving owners more choice. And that's...
So did you see Panorama on the BBC last night?
I did.
Did you notice that they're talking there about vet bills have gone up 61% since, what was it, 2017, 2016?
I thought it was more recent than that. But yeah.
It's something like a 6-7 year period because they brought the figures up to 2022, 23.
It might have been.
They haven't got figures beyond that.
A lot of my clients or people I speak to have reported veterinary bills doubling their practices in the last 5 to 6 years. Okay,
listen, what I found, I mean, I was pleased that they didn't particularly get into the vet bashing thing, which would have been a very easy and cheap target to go, because at the end of the day, all vets are caring people, and they didn't get into the profession to earn a lot of money.
Thank goodness.
If they'd done that, they'd have studied medicine or law
or accountancy.
So, they didn't get into that. But what really pissed me off with that show last night was they're saying vet bills have gone up at 63% in this period. What they omitted was that, fortunately, vets and veterinary practices aren't actually businesses, because business energy prices have gone up by 500% in that time.
Yes.
What in 2016 would have cost a practice £100 is now costing them nigh on £600.
Yeah, absolutely. And even more than that in some cases. So my old practice had an energy bill of something like £40,000 last year, whereas ordinarily it would have been £6,000 to £8,000.
And that was probably pushing it. That was probably pushing it because your old practice was in a converted house, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And those house bills would not have been anywhere close to that.
Nowhere near
Admittedly, you've got to keep it warm and it's got to be comfortable for the patients, the inpatients and surgery, etc. But so an increase from £6,000 to £40,000. So who's going to pay for that then?
Well, clearly, the veterinary practice is, isn't it?
Oh, perhaps they could pass it on to their clients, except it would
But
appear in the
that
panorama
appears unfair
programme.
because they'd have to increase their veterinary charges too much. Like, for example,
Outrageous.
60% or so.
Yeah. Hey, I've got another one for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. They didn't mention the price of bread.
Didn't they? Did not mention their favourite loaf.
They didn't actually. I mean, that was something I was talking to somebody earlier on about, because they were asking about the podcast, and I was trying to think how we could actually get the bread question into tonight.
Well,
but
we should ask Panorama and the CMA what their favourite loaves are.
Absolutely. What is your favourite bread? Yeah, you do that.
I will do.
Next time you're in one of those meetings,
I will ask, what's your favourite bread?
You ask that guy, you say, I've had counselling on this, and this is a difficult question that I've been struggling to ask for years. And I always get people taking the mickey out of the way I say years. Yeah, seriously, my partner, she says, what are these, darling?
They're years.
And I say, they're ears, of course. So how long have you been recording Veterinary Ramblings? Years.
Years.
Of course.
It's okay, Mike.
Here's one for you. No, and another thing. Thing whilst I'm on this one.
No, I can teach you how to speak posh. Won't take long. We'll do a bit of an elocution lesson. Say air.
No, I'm... Air.
Say hair.
Hair.
Say lair.
Lair.
Put it together.
What?
Air, lair. Air, lair too, Mike.
Air, lair.
Air, lair.
Jolly good. Oh, my word. Shall we dress up in red?
Oh, why not?
Jump on our horses and chase a fox?
Oh, great idea. They love it. They'll chase around the countryside, those rotten little foxes.
Yes. It's perfectly normal.
I think so.
And it's technically illegal. Legal. If we say we're chasing, let's not get into fox hunting.
No, let's definitely not. That'll make me even angrier. Mike, sorry,
how much? I was talking about pricing and pricing in veterinary practices, and how the Panorama programme didn't actually cover the corresponding cost of living and what has happened. So if we're talking posh, because only posh people have olive oil, don't they?
Well, and balsamic vinegar, do they?
Yeah, but only posh people have olive oil.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or ordinary olive oil.
Yeah.
But what, of course, the general population won't have noticed is that olive oil prices in the last 3 years have gone up by 86%.
Have they really?
Yeah.
I'm not posh, so I don't have it, but 86%. That's a lot.
Yeah, I am. I have to buy it. But yeah.
Hasn't national insurance gone up as well?
Yeah.
And the minimum wage?
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, haven't all salaries in the veterinary profession tended over the last few years to have been improved, so that nurses are now getting a better salary than they were, say, 15, 20 years ago, which was appalling 15, 20 years ago.
Well, they're now getting close to a living wage.
They are. Not far off.
Which is appropriate.
Yeah.
Because you'd like to know that your professionals that are looking after your pet are receiving reasonable remuneration. Yeah. And I think it's worth stressing here, this is reasonable. These guys are not earning anything anywhere near what our human nurses or our human doctors or dentists or other professionals are earning.
Absolutely. Nowhere near. I was chatting to some final year vet students last month. You know, I work occasionally at University of Surrey. Lovely university, really lovely. Final year vet students, one of them who is already £80,000 in debt from her training.
And they haven't finished?
Haven't finished yet. £80,000.
And they're going to get...
She's likely to get a first job of around 30,000.
So she spent 5 years training to learn the skills, to enable herself to be called a doctor and to act as a surgeon.
Yeah.
Which, for those of you who don't know, involves life in the balance, decisions and cutting and sewing, and is a reasonably skilled job.
I'd say reasonably skilled. Yeah.
Reasonably skilled.
I'd also add highly
And-
stressful to that and long.
Yeah, but she's only in it for the money.
Oh yeah, of course. She won't get any
I'll tell
money
you,
for the first, I'd say, let's see, be £100,000 debt by that time. So after maybe 8 or 9 years, you might be able to put some money down on a house.
Maybe if she's lucky.
Yeah. But
if she's still in the
that's
profession.
fine. That's fine because they're all in it for the money.
Absolutely. I met a young lad the other day.
Oh yes.
You'd be really impressed with this chap. Met him in the gym, and young guy. I thought he was about 25. He said he'd been to the Lake District with his folks for a holiday recently, which is where I've just spent December. And so I said, "Oh, whereabouts did you go?" Can't remember. We walked up Scarfell. I said, "All right, what was the view like?" Well, from halfway up, we couldn't see where we were going. But we made it to the top and then we came back down again. And I said, "Okay, so where did you stay?" Can't remember. Don't know. And it's nice now because some of the family can drive. So we're not all tied into being with the family all the time. So I asked him whether he could drive, and he said no, because he was only 16. And I said, "No, you're not." He said, "Yeah, I am. I'm 16. And okay, fair enough." So I'm talking to this really mature 16-year-old. And I said to him, "So so you got exams this summer?" And he said, "Yes, I have. And I'm studying," I think he was taking something like 11, what we would call O-levels. I don't know what they're called nowadays. GCSEs?
GCSEs, yeah.
Okay. And I said, "So what are you going to do once you've got your GCSEs?" And he said, "I want to become an apprentice electrician."
Oh.
I said, "Okay."
11 GCSEs to become an apprentice electrician.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said, "You've not thought about doing electronic engineering or moving on to your A-levels and doing a degree?" And he said, "No, because I want to be, when my friends are leaving university, I want to know that I've got enough money in the bank to have either put down a deposit on a house or be in my own house.
Wow.
And if I go to university, I'm going to come out of university with a debt, whereas I will be saving for my pension, moving out from the family house and living and earning a reasonable salary."
Wow. That.
I was stunned.
Yeah.
Fabulous young chap. I genuinely, the way that he was talking to me and relating to me, a lot of the youngsters at the gym look at me and they go, "Oh, Grandad's over there. We'll stay away because he farts and burps when he does exercises." But this chap was sort of really engaging, and he was interested. We had an interesting conversation. It was fabulous, really heartwarming. But if you're thinking of going into the veterinary profession to earn money,
Forget it.
don't do it.
Very, very
Don't do it.
few men are going to the veterinary profession at the moment. Very few. And the
That's
reason...
all the more reason to go in.
The reason's absolutely, yeah. God.
As a bloke, yeah.
But the reason seems to be that men or boys tend to go for professions that are high paying. And I have to say, I have loved almost every day of the 30 years I've been a vet. You know, there have been a few days I haven't really liked.
For sure.
And you've been there for me on those days. Thank you very much for those. But every day has given different challenges. Every day I've met wonderful people, amazing people, and worked with incredible people and interacted with amazing people. And I can't think of any other profession that would have given me those choices and chances. But what it hasn't done is given me a Rolls Royce to drive around every day. I've done well. I mainly did well because I sold my practice. I've been part of that. But not by any means as well as a friend of mine who was in banking from 16 onwards. As a friend of mine who is a human surgeon. There's a friend of mine who's an actuary.
I know a song about that.
Oh, yeah?
He's banker,
He's banker. And it doesn't good like it. No, turned out right again, isn't it?
Hi. A quick George Formby reference there for those that George. Just Google him. Just Google him if you don't know who George Formby is. I tell you, actually, okay. So you had a rant.
I did.
Don't know why you had a rant, or don't know where that came from.
I like a rant. Veterinary Rantings, isn't it?
Veterinary Rantings. It obviously is tonight. I've got one for you. Yeah. Here's another thing. Mm-hmm. And another thing. I wake up every morning screaming that, to be honest. And another thing. And another thing.
My wife says to me, what was that?
And another thing.
And another thing.
My eyes are open to marketing messages being given out by companies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What the is going on? I remember Thames Medical's been going for nearly 33 years now.
Yeah.
I know because I set it up and it's registered at Company's House. Now, I think that Thames Medical have got under a few companies' skins, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've suddenly started seeing in marketing blurb and even on companies' websites claims that they are 35 years in the profession.
And they're clearly not.
Well, no, because I remember them setting up 10 years after I set up.
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
What's that all about?
Oh, bastards.
What? But why? What are they trying to prove by doing that?
Another 10 years old. I can understand if they want to say, look, we've been going for 200 years. We fitted our first nail to a horse's hoof in 1725. That's why Johnson's nails are the best. Great, fantastic. I don't mind if they're 10 years adrift there.
That'd have been 30 years before Reverend Hales did his famous blood pressure experiment on a horse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was 1755.
Was it?
Yeah.
So that's fair enough. I mean, a couple hundred years, 10 years more or less, fine. But if you're going for 20 years and you say, I'll be going for 30 years, that's plain lying. But why? Why would you do it?
I don't know.
Because it's so easily discoverable.
Well, this is it. Because I mean, the first thing I did, the first claim I saw, I went straight onto Company's House and looked them up.
Mm.
And sure enough, they were founded in 2001. So that makes them 25 years.
Joe, we had a similar conversation a few years back about vets who didn't do CPD regularly.
All right.
Do you remember this? There was that famous...
No. It was a few years ago. You don't expect me to... I can't remember yesterday sometimes. I am going to remember...
Well, I think it was Jackie Ayres, one of our human nurse who came on, talking about change management. Yeah. And she said there are some vets who have always done things the same way. And they say, I've had 40 years experience. And they really haven't. They've had 1 year experience repeated 40 times.
Yeah. Yeah. But all it makes me think about these companies is, do they check their invoices?
How do you mean?
And, well, if they can't work out how old they are and are prepared to lie about that, do they lie on their invoices?
Well, maybe. If you can't trust them for one thing, can you trust them for anything else?
Yeah.
After all, Boris Johnson lied to us so often we can't trust him for anything else. Dominic Cummings lied to us in a big way. Sorry, I said about a year ago I'd never mentioned Barnard Castle again, but it still grates. Anyway, he lied to us so big.
I was there the other day. I went to Barnard Castle.
Were you?
I was doing CPD on blood pressure the other day.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you feel unwell? Did you think, I don't know if I can drive, so I'll drive to Barnard Castle?
That's exactly what happened. I woke up and I thought, I'm not sure I can see properly, so I'd better jump into my car to make sure that I can see.
Yeah.
And I ended up at Barnard Castle. Yeah.
Yeah. Easily happens. Okay, then in that case, I forgive Dominic Cummings. He's not the lying wanker I thought he was.
No. Absolutely. So yeah, it just makes me wonder what these companies are hoping to achieve with this.
Yeah, what is it? Another 10
genuinely don't
years,
know.
another 5 years. Established
Well,
in
I think
2024. We've been going a whole 5 years.
yeah, I had one of the managing directors say to me a couple of years ago. He said, "You didn't invent pulse oximetry." I know I didn't. I've never claimed that I invented pulse oximetry. However, in 1979, which was 3 years before he qualified, I did do a study to ascertain whether we could accurately determine the oxygen content of blood by its colour. Now, we've known about this since the Second World War.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
the blood changes colour, and we can get a rough estimate of that colour change, but could we accurately do it? Well, that's what I did in 79. And in 1984, I got my first patent about pulse oximetry. I didn't invent the pulse oximeter. But I was there at its birth.
You were. Now, weren't you working with horseshoe crabs? Limula?
No, I wasn't working with horseshoe crabs. I was actually working with chroma crabs because we couldn't afford horseshoe crabs.
Oh, right. I love chroma crabs.
Yeah.
They're tastier than horseshoe crabs.
Well, they are, but they weren't after we'd finished with them. Let's draw a veil over that one because, we better actually thinking about it. Hang on. It says here, content warning.
Oh.
A clear but gentle content disclaimer. Acknowledge that the episode may touch on sensitive topics.
Have we talked about sensitive topics?
Yes, if people...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because people might get upset about the crabs.
Yeah, they might do. And also, they might get upset that they can't do pre-anaesthetic blood tests now with good reason, with an evidence base. And they might think, that's
okay.
terrible.
I know what we've got to do.
Yeah.
We interrupt this show. Content warning and trigger alert. Certain things that Julian or I may say could trigger you or upset you, and we don't wish to cause any harm or upset if we deal with sensitive topics in a less than sensitive manner.
Absolutely. If you feel a little bit over some of the things we've said, then it could be, I'm just saying, not it is, but it could be that you're oversensitive, or
no, you can't say that.
I can't say that. No, okay. It could be that this isn't the show for you. It could be that.
But we think it probably is. So click like, share and follow. And drop us a line if you don't like what we've said, and tell us why.
And get us to say something you like, and we'll say it. Although if we don't agree with it, we'll say it with a bit of a sarcastic accent.
Actually, I've got a letter here from Julie in Durham. Dear Julian...
Oh, Julie.
We'll deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I've just dealt with
get in touch with her. Thanks,
Julie. Thank you ever so much for dropping a line to us.
Fantastic. One of our
long-time
subscribers. Yeah.
Thanks, Julie. I appreciate that. Yeah. It says here in the notes we've got to look ahead. Predictions for 2026.
Okay, my prediction for 2026 is the end of 2026. This Pogue's single malt Irish whiskey will still be half full. No,
it won't. I know what you're going to do with that Pogues. You're going to wait till I come round at Easter, and you're going to go, "Oh, Mike, I've got this special drink," and you'll hide it. You'll have decanted it into a decanter or another bottle, and you'll go, "Have a sip of this whiskey here. This will knock the socks off you. You'll love it. You like Irish whiskey, don't you?"
I might just do that. I might do that.
Is it a Jameson or a Paddy or other Irish whiskies are of course available?
Do you know, I was round at a friend's house, and there's a friend that you know. I won't say his name because we had him on the show. I don't want to shame him.
Yep.
But he told me once.
Did you go all the way to Wales to meet him?
No. Closer than that. Closer than that.
Oh, okay.
And he said, I'll give you a brandy. Do you like a brandy? He said. It's after a lovely meal. Do you like a brandy? I said, I don't know. Probably like a brandy. I don't know a bit about brandy, he said. So that's okay. Great. Well, I'll have a brandy. He said, well, this is a lovely brandy, this. And he poured me brandy. He said, do you know how to taste brandy? I said, well, mouth. No. He taught me how to taste this brandy. He taught me through how the brandy tasted like velvet and had wonderful sort of sherry overtones to it. I said, it's very nice. He says, no, you don't say it's very nice. He said, describe it and the deliciousness of it. And he went into raptures about this thing. And his wife came through and said, that's the cooking brandy. Do you want the brandy that you got as a special treat? He said, all right then. And he downed this brandy and he filled the next one. He said, now taste this. And he didn't even blink. And I thought, hang on. You don't know about brandy. You know as little as I do.
You know bugger all about brandy.
The one thing I knew was that my left eye hadn't closed as much as it did with this Pogues whiskey. That was not good.
I love it. So was he getting you to open your mouth before you?
Yeah. So you open the mouth and you warm it to above room temperature.
The same as you do for whiskey.
Yeah, just above. Yeah. But don't forget, room temperature in Scotland is 4 degrees, isn't it? So.
Well, not at the moment. It's about -4 degrees, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit.
Yeah.
I had a great time in Wales, by the way, last weekend.
You did?
I had a great time.
Despite all the weather warnings saying do not travel unless absolutely essential because the world is dying.
Yep. Do you know,
so you went travelling.
I have to say, my Volvo XC60 cross country was fantastic. And if Volvo want to give me a new car for saying that, they can do. It was amazing.
Other makes of car are available.
Well, not for me, I'm afraid. I'm stuck to Volvos now. They're great. There was 3 foot of snow on this part of mid Wales I was going through, and the car approached it with no problem whatsoever. Steep slopes up, steep slopes down, no problem. I was heading down a slope and there was a lorry stuck sideways across the slope. So I stopped the car, got out and said, been waiting here for long. He said, no, not long. He said, got someone coming to pull me out. I said, okay, can't get past you though, can I? So I better try and reverse up the hill. I looked up the hill just in time to see a transit van go sideways and block the top of the hill. 4 hours I was waiting for a removal van to come and help one of them out.
Bloody hell.
4 hours at -6 degrees C.
Oh, so you were, when I sent you the message saying, are you okay, you were actually stuck on the side of the hill in your sleeping bag.
I was fine then. It was about 6 hours later I was stuck on the side of the road in the sleeping bag.
And that's the danger of texting whilst driving.
Absolutely, don't do it. I wasn't.
Yeah, don't do it because you get stuck in a snowdrift, yeah. Yeah. God. I don't know. This is heavily promotional tonight. You're asking for some new Irish whiskey.
No, I don't want new Irish whiskey. No, I want Scotch whiskey.
Before Christmas. Yeah, but you're supposed to do this before Christmas, Julian?
Well, Santa might get me something. Hold on, not Santa, because that's Santa coloured. I don't want anything from Santa. I want a Volvo, thanks.
You've got one.
I want a new one, please. Actually, I don't. I'm happy with the one I've got. I don't want a lot, Mike. You know what I want?
Julian, hang on. We got this show's been done.
Has it?
It's called Top Gear.
Have they done that?
We can't do Top Gear. No, we can't do Top Gear.
What? 2 old blokes talking about cars they like? They'll never catch on, surely.
Forget it. No. No, we need 3 old blokes.
Okay.
Need to get the producer in.
Let's get James.
The producer on Top Gear. He gives them all sorts of steering and guidance. I don't know what's happened to our new producer. Where's he gone?
He's not old enough. That's the problem. There he is.
Yeah, probably. Oh,
there he is.
Oh.
Do you want to give us advice on cars?
Doggy's watching us. Top right hand corner, I can see the producer's window. Hello, James.
Oh, my dog.
Oh, my dog.
And he's gone.
See what
he's buggered off.
Can I show you what I got for Christmas?
Yeah.
got a mug. I've been drinking out of it today. It's a bit dirty.
What does it say?
Look at that.
The Dog Father.
Yeah.
That's great.
How cool is that?
So long-term viewers and listeners may remember the way we sign off every night with "May your dog go with you," and it's a nod to the famous comedian Dave Allen, who used to say, "May your God go with you." So we've moved on from that being veterinary stuff. We say, "May your dog go with you."
Well, this was after he'd spent half an hour absolutely ripping 7 bells out of religion and religious people, didn't it? He was an Irish Catholic.
He was non-denominational, though. He would rip the piss out of absolutely any religion there was.
Yeah. I think
except one of them that may be a little bit more likely to set a fatwa for. I won't say any more about that, but there are whatever religion you are, we respect it. Absolutely respect it, particularly if it's one that may deliver a fatwa on us. We respect that doubly.
I've just flicked over the notes from tonight's show.
Yes.
And it says here, talking about and another thing.
Does it say?
And it says, ask the central question: why do companies do this? And then I've just looked at the back, and it says, use your dick measuring contest idea if delivered with humour and self-awareness.
Dick measuring contest idea. So this is a nod to Dick White, the famous veterinary surgeon.
Yeah, the Mighty White.
The Mighty White.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So we could do a Dick scale, actually, couldn't we? So what is more likely that Dick White would do, or less likely that Dick White would do? So, for example, missing out 3 of Halstead principles. Well, that's got a lower Dick rating than someone who doesn't miss out any of Halstead's principles.
You know that whiskey you're drinking there, Julian.
Has it hit, Mike?
Have another sip.
I might have another sip.
And I'll change the subject.
If you could, I can't see out my left eye at all now. I don't know if I ever will again.
No, let's talk about traitors instead. Let's talk about traitors on the TV.
Okay.
What a wonderful program that is.
I hate it.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
Why?
I don't know. I have no idea. So my wife and kids love it. They absolutely.
I do.
I don't know. It makes me cringe. I'm not sure why. I'm not a great fan of reality TV.
Yeah.
I'll admit. Having said that, it makes me sound very, very pompous, arrogant, and supercilious. But when I say that, I think my humour button stopped at about the age of the 2 Ronnies and Eric and Ernie. Then we find my level, don't we? So I think traitors might be a little bit too sophisticated for me.
Which traitors have you watched? Have you watched the American one?
No, I saw 10 minutes of the first ever episode.
So you haven't seen the UK celebrities one?
No.
It's brilliant.
I know that Alan
Stephen
Carr
Fry
won. Was it Alan Carr?
Yeah, Stephen Fry, Alan Carr, Joe Marler.
All very, very funny people, I'm sure, but I don't really want to watch it. And there's so much I want to watch. Too much to do. So much to do, so little time.
Fair enough. Don't watch Traitors.
I won't watch Traitors. There are other things
I'm
to
a big
watch.
fan. I love it. I love it.
Well, as a family, we've got into Stranger Things because my 2 kids have seen a lot, and so they're having great fun watching Mum and Daddy get frightened as we watch the episodes together. I'm loving it. I've also started.
I wonder. Veterinary Ramblings has been going for 5 years now.
Yeah.
I wonder if there are certain other podcasts that are trying to knock us off the top spot that might claim that they've been going 7 years.
I wonder.
It's almost as if the longevity is some sort of badge of honour.
It is, isn't it? I mean, for us, it is a badge of honour because we can't believe that we've lost so much honour in doing it for so long.
Well, I think it's a privilege that people actually take their time to download and listen to our show.
It's a huge privilege. Poor fools. I mean,
Massive.
why can't they do something else that they enjoy? But I'm glad they don't. They can't find any other friends because we love having them. But
absolutely,
I still remember our first ever episode. That's not entirely true.
I can't remember.
So I was going to say it's not entirely true because we were so pissed by the 10 minutes into it. But then we had Carl, and we had Phil.
Yep.
And we had Georgie.
Yep.
They were within the first half dozen.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's good friends.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the new series, new shows, and the new series, and with our new sponsors MAI, because that's potentially going to open up some new guests for us to have a chat and have on the show periodically.
It really will, and guests across the Atlantic. So we've had a few Americans before.
Absolutely.
We had some great ones. Do you remember Steve?
I was going to say we had Steve Divers, although he's not really American, is he?
Well, is he now? He sounds American now.
Well, American Cockney, doesn't he?
Yeah, American Cockney.
He ain't lost all of his Cockney, has he? Yeah. Good old Steve.
Yeah. And
Happy
of course,
days.
if anyone is listening and wants to be a guest, get in touch. It'd be lovely to hear from you.
Well, they'll have to talk to the new boss about that.
Oh, they will, yeah.
Yeah.
Make your case.
Yeah. Cool. Make your case, yeah. Here we go. We'll get you on. So, I think that's about my thing for today.
I think that's it. We've been angry enough. We've been contrite enough. We've had fun.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to talk
A lot of
with you,
fun.
mate. It really is.
Absolutely. So listen, if you have enjoyed the show, drop us a line. Give us some ideas. Give us something to rant about. Or share your rant with us and we'll discuss it.
Rant away.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Rent a rant.
So,
Rent a rant.
Rent a rant.
They could pay for their own episode. It could be called Rent a Rant.
it could, couldn't it?
Mm.
Cool. There we go.
If you want to really rant about something, if there's something getting on your noggle in the veterinary profession, get in touch with us for the new Veterinary Ramblings Rent a Rant.
Yeah. And another thing.
And I'm surprised I could say that after half a glass of this posed Irish whiskey. Jesus. Oh,
I'm amazed you can still bloody talk.
I still can't see out of my left eye. Gone completely.
What are you like? Anyway, if you've enjoyed listening, don't forget, click like, share, follow, spread the word, and look forward to seeing you or speaking with you on the next episode.